Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. My sister read this book and really recommended it. She loved it, and I've heard some other great things about the book. And then I know a lot of the people who have read some of Erik Larson's other books, like Holly, who's done a review on this channel for one of his other books, who've really raved about his work. So I've always wanted to read one of Erik Larson's books. So the last time I was at the bookstore, I was looking for some new non-fiction books to read. I decided now's the time, let me finally read The Devil in the White City, and boy am I glad I did. It is a great non-fiction history book. Kind of two interesting aspects to it, and let me kind of tell you the basic plot of this non-fiction book, and then kind of delve into those two elements. So the overall focus of this book is the city of Chicago, as they are getting ready to host the World's Fair in 1893. World's Fair, if you know anything about history, was a huge deal back then. It really was. The only thing I think would compare to it today in the world is like a city hosting the Olympics, where one city kind of becomes the focus of the entire world for a period of time. The World's Fair was very much like that back then. And Chicago basically set the goal to basically host the most amazing World Fair ever. The most recent one had been in Paris, and that's when they had debuted the Eiffel Tower, and it got all this sorts of acclaim. And Chicago was dead set on using this World's Fair to kind of announce themselves as a major world city. They really felt like they were, especially in America, viewed as like a second-rate city compared to Chicago and stuff like that. And they really wanted this World Fair to showcase not just to America but the entire world that Chicago was an elite city on the world stage. And this World's Fair was amazing. So many firsts debut there, some basic stuff, but also some really neat stuff. Like the Ferris wheel was invented for this World's Fair. Little neat stuff like that you just take for granted. All sorts of really interesting elements to the World's Fair. So half of this book is kind of focused on the city of Chicago and the individuals, the architects and engineers who mobilized to make this an amazing event, and all the stuff they had to overcome. Because they basically planned and built this entire event in basically about 2 years, and they basically built a city from scratch. The World's Fair's ground was basically this model ideal city, and each building had its own focus, and it was, everybody that visited said it was the most beautiful thing in the world. The landscape architect was the same architect who built Central Park, so it was just, they went all out on everything. So it was this amazing thing, and all the stuff they debuted, and it was simply amazing. But the other half of this book kind of focuses on a darker side of the city of Chicago. So the White City is referring to the fair, because all the monumental buildings were kind of coated in white. It was viewed as this white city, this ideal city. The devil refers to this individual who basically built a hotel for the World's Fair and turned it into his own personal murder ground. He designed all these secret rooms, ways to basically pipe in gas into hotel rooms to kill people or knock them out. All these sorts of macabre type stuff that basically he created his ideal killing ground, and he basically preyed upon the visitors to the World's Fair, especially women and children. So you have this interesting element where you're looking at this World's Fair, a huge accomplishment in mankind, all these great stuff that was debuted there, really a step forward for humanity. At the same time, you have one of these most evil individuals you'll ever read about and the stuff that he did. So it's a very fascinating delve into both sides of the city of Chicago, the good side through the World's Fair, and the evil side through this devil, this killer. So if you really enjoy nonfiction, I really recommend this. If you like true crime, books like In Cold Blood, I think you'll really enjoy this. And if you typically don't like nonfiction, you still might like this, because in a lot of ways this nonfiction book reads a little bit more like a fiction novel than a straight up history book. So I think if you're not a nonfiction fan, you might enjoy this book, so please check it out. So Hope you'll read The Devil in the White City. It is an awesome book. I think you'll really enjoy it. In the comment section below, let me know what's the best non-fiction book you have read lately. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. We appreciate the support here on We Read Books. And happy reading, and I'll see you the next time.